Welcome to the heart of summer. Whether you're juggling sunscreen, sorting out summer schedules, or just trying to keep the popsicles from melting faster than your patience, this season can be a completely beautiful mess. But what if we paused, not to do more, but to do more intentional, more calm, and yes, more enjoyment? Welcome to Organizing with Ease. I'm your host, Deanna Mall. Around here, we definitely do believe in organizing isn't about perfection. It's about making room for what matters most. Whether you're brand new to the podcast, hi and welcome, or you've been tuning in every week, you're part of this community that's all about making life work better with less stress. Can you believe we're halfway through summer? I can't. So for some of us, that means beach days and backyard barbecues. For others, it means staring at a half finished project and wondering where the time went. This episode is your invitation to slow down, reset, and recharge without guilt. So grab a cool drink or that iced coffee that keeps getting reheated, like my husband does. Get comfortable and let's dig into midsummer energy and organizing spaces that truly support you. So here we are. We are in the mid-July check-in, and the magic or maybe madness of maybe Christmas in July. Oh my gosh. It is that time of the year when summer starts to feel like it's flying by and the pressure to the quote unquote make the most of it kicks into high gear. Some of us are deep into summer rhythms while others are, well, over it. And in the surprise of Christmas in July, and already decorations in some of the stores for Halloween decor. And you've got a season full of contradiction. Like, what is this? But here's the truth. Mid-July is a great time to reset. It's not too late to realign with your summer goals. And it's the perfect time to slow down and refresh your space, mind, and routine. In a recent session with a longtime client, we came up with an idea because of the fact that she's a busy professional, a mom of two, and she told me how last July, during the quiet weekend at home, she actually decided to pull out her Christmas bins just to see what was in there. Just to see. Well, guess what? We ended up decluttering 3 full bags of what? Broken ornaments, excess wrapping paper, and tangled lights. It freed up so much storage space and, more importantly, gave her peace of mind heading into this year's holiday. That's the power of a July reset. So, why don't we talk about also summer self care spaces? Yes, here we go again. It's that time to create a corner of calm. When was the last time your home felt like a place you could truly exhale? Not every room has to be perfect. Not every surface has to be Instagram or Pinterest worthy. But we all deserve one space, a shelf, a chair, a nook, where we feel safe, seen, and recharged. Mine is in my bedroom in my little nook where I have my chair and my reading lamp. Here's how you can build your own summer self-care corner. You ready? Just pick one spot near a window, maybe even your bathroom, because that's where you could just close the door and just be like not seen, right? Or a cozy corner of your bedroom, like I do. And then we want to add intentional items. Think calming essentials, candles, a soft throw, an essential oil diffuser, a journal, your favorite book, or just a framed photo that makes you smile or a picture. Protect it. Make it a no clutter zone. Yes, it's a sacred space. Even if it's just a tray on your nightstand, keep it tidy and return to it regularly. Research shows that carving out a dedicated relaxation areas can significantly reduce daily stress levels, even during the summer times. In fact, a home environment that includes personal wellness spaces is linked to improved mood and mental clarity. That's what we all want, right? We always want to have a good mood. A listener recently messaged to say she turned the corner of her master bedroom, her entire master bedroom, into a Zen zone with a yoga mat, a salt lamp, and a shelf of intention cards. Yes, it became her non negotiable 10 minutes of peace each morning. From my own home, I've created a reading chair in the corner of my bedroom. Yes, I did. and I love it. In July, I rotate in some lighter reads. I actually have a blanket, and I do have some spray, a lavender spray that I put on my little pillow that I have behind me for my back. I've even added a small basket because that's what I like to do to throw my stuff in so that it's all contained, of course, but of course, right? Because that corner has become my reset button. So try this. At the end of the day, visit your space for just 5 minutes. No agenda. Just be. That pause can shift your whole evening. Trust me when I say I have started and it is a game changer. So let's talk about more of this Christmas in July. I don't know about you, but I have to say, excuses are always a good one, right? A fun excuse to reflect and declutter. That infamous word of declutter. So let's admit it. There's something hilariously and oddly comforting about watching a movie, a Christmas movie, or a holiday movie in July, don't you think? But beyond the holiday marketing lies a real opportunity. Mid year is the perfect time to reflect. Ask yourself these questions. What did I hope this year would feel like? What did it feel like for you? Am I moving towards that vision or am I moving away from it? What clutter, physical or mental, is holding me back? Now, here's a funny quote because you know me, I just love these quotes and I do my research just so I could share these with you. Here's one. My Christmas decorations are more organized than my life. Can you relate to that? And they live in the attic 11 months out of the year. So I thought that was kind of funny. And here's another new perspective. Use this Christmas in July, quote unquote, season to declutter your holiday bins, revisit your end of year goals, or even start a gratitude list to close out the second half of the year strong. I worked with a couple who had 3 bins labeled holiday, but when we opened them up, guess what? 2 were filled with expired pantry good. Yes, you heard me right. A tangled mess of lights and random kids' craft. Well, it did take a while for us to sort, reduce, and relabel, giving them back time and clarity for December. We also had a Christmas in July virtual session last year where a client started pre planning her December giving list. It helped her stay within her budget and reduce last minute stress. She told me in December it was the first holiday in years she didn't feel behind. And here's a little bit of a bonus idea. Ready? Why don't you host, if you wanted to, a mini reset party with your friends? Why not? It's always fun to do things together, right? Clear a shelf, swap unused items, or even create a mid year memory jar filled with joyful moments from the past 6 months. Now, this type of an idea, you definitely have to be with your really, really close friends. I would just say, because you are sharing a lot of intimate ideas. Here's a fun stat. Studies show people who engage in small acts of decluttering report up to 22% boost in emotional well being. Kind of like that one. Now, here's a challenge. I always like doing challenges. I don't know about you, but it just keeps me keeping me inspired. Lighten, brighten, and breathe. Why not? The Glow List Challenge. Ready for a fun challenge? And so let's just call it that. Let's just call it the Glow List Challenge. But why not? So we're going to do number one. We're going to pick one space and use daily. Again, examples would be a nightstand because it's simple, it's easy, and it's right there next to you. Kitchen counter, which is right there because that's like the heart of the home, right? And maybe your office desk. Just saying, 3 great ideas, spaces, but just pick one. Set a timer for 10 minutes. Wipe it down, remove everything, and only put back what you use and or love. So for the kitchen, definitely those items that you use. The love part would be more for the nightstand, and of course for the desk, if you did want to go tackle that, again, basically what you use. But again, also for what you love, because when you're working at your home office desk, you definitely would like to be able to look at things that inspire you. Hey there, want to simplify your summer in just 10 minutes a day? Our Summer 10 bonus podcast series is now available, but it's private and only for our insiders. 2 exclusive episodes packed with practical organizing tips, travel prep hacks, and systems for your home, plus a downloadable workbook with slides and checklists. But of course, get private access now just for $9. Link is in the show notes. Don't miss out. Now back to today's episode. And then why don't you just add something actually even a little bit more for you as well? I like flowers. I always have weekly flowers. So I have flowers in my office, in my kitchen, in my entryway, and also in my living room. I really do. And also in my formal living room. I always have flowers. If you wanted to, you can always have a candle. I do have candles in those areas as well. And maybe if you'd like to and go even beyond, you could always have something framed. And then notice how it feels. Want to go further? Well, why don't you then just take a picture of it so that you could say, oh, listen, this is how I refreshed in my space and this is how it makes me feel. You might want to even keep it in a journal or share it with a friend. Be like, hey, look what I just did. It's all about building awareness and pride in the small wins. I actually had a listener. Yes, I did. Thank you so much. In saying that she added a simple candle to her kitchen windowsill and now starts her mornings by lighting it up while she's having her coffee. That 5-second ritual created a calm in the chaos of her breakfast rush. So, thank you so much, listener. A local client of mine shared how she turned her family command center from a mess of papers into a clean, bright area with a corkboard. She did go out and get that, a magnetic calendar, and rotating family quotes. Her kids now add their own happy moments post its to the wall. That small change sparked deeper family engagement. So why not try doing the glow list every Sunday maybe for that new spot, that one spot in your home. It's like giving your home, I don't know, you might call it a little weekly hug. And if you're really in the Christmas in July spirit, refresh your holiday planning notebook, start jotting down those gift ideas early, or even start a digital family calendar for the holidays. You'll thank yourself, guess when? In November. Sharing stories from listeners and clients, their wins, their breakthroughs, their transformations, truly fills me with purpose. And that's why I am so proud to share that my Fresh Start method is now officially trademarked. Yay! So, where are we right now? Not just geographically, but emotionally, mentally, and energetically. Midsummer is the perfect time to reset using what? Yes, but of course, my newly trademarked Fresh Start method. We're going to start with what? Finding and sort. We're going to brain dump everything your tasks, your goals, your to do list, get it out of your head and onto paper. Or maybe if you wanted to do that digital way. You can solve what you haven't named. A mom of three just said that writing out her meal plans made the stress so much easier because why? She was able to see and actually see what wasn't working. And that is it because it helped her with the awareness and delegate more. Second, we want to reduce and evaluate what actually matters this summer. What can wait? What can be dropped entirely? Permission granted to do what? To not do everything. Here's a stat check. You ready? On average, people waste over 2.5 hours a week on unnecessary commitments they could just say no to. Just remember, no is a full sentence. Systemize and harmonize. Create simple systems. Make it visual. Make it fun. A basket for pool gear. A family calendar by the fridge. A bedtime basket with lotion, a book, and maybe a glass of water. Well, if it's in a basket, put the water off to the side. Just saying. Color code if you wanted to by person or use icons if you got little ones, right? One listener uses a quote unquote launch pad basket by the door for all outgoing items. Genius. Definitely liking that launch pad basket idea. So in my own home, I do keep a sun station or just basically everything that one's needed for the sun outside. I also have my bug spray, and of course, I do have my flip flops. It helps me keep my summer chaos totally at bay. Then we want to finally sustain and tidy. This is where the magic lives, not in the big changes, but in small, consistent ones. 10-minute nightly resets, Sunday evening prep sessions, and what about those weekly reflection walks? Try this every Saturday. Pick one little thing to reset a drawer, your inbox, your purse. You know, these tiny little resets really do add up. So just remember something let whatever you do today be enough. So here's your summer reset challenge. Your challenge this week is You ready? There's going to be 4 because it's basically doing what we just talked about. We're going to create or refresh one self-care space. We're going to declutter one high traffic area of your home. We're going to be using the fresh start method to list and reduce your current mental and physical load. And we're going to try that glow list challenge. Why not? And pick one new space next week. Want to go deeper? Well, let me tell you something. I would love to be able to celebrate your mid-season wins together. So send me a voicemail, a fan note, an email, whatever it is, just send it to me because I would love to share your progress with all of you. So let's just take a moment to reflect on where we've been in today's episode. We've kicked things off with mid-July check-in, the messy, magical space between the start of summer and the inevitable back-to-school ads popping up. We acknowledge that this is the real heart of the season. It's when routines may have unraveled a bit. Why not? Yes, that's what happens. When goals might need revisiting and when we start feeling the tug of what's next. That in between is your sweet spot to reset. We talked about the beauty of creating a self-care corner, your go-to oasis that doesn't require a renovation or a big expense, just a space that signals peace, calm, and a little you time. I share how I carved out my little reading section in my corner in my bedroom and how clients have created their own calm. These aren't just luxuries, they're necessary breathing rooms that help us center ourselves daily. Then we leaned into the lighthearted yet powerful idea of what? Christmas in July. Not just the fun of sales and those holiday movies, but the chance to peek ahead at the holidays with purpose. I shared how one client used this time to declutter her ornament bins and how another planned her holiday gift list in advance, resulting in less stress and more intention. Midsummer is not just for beach days. It's a strategic time to free up your what? Your future self. We introduced the Glow List challenge, but why not? A mini ritual of reclaiming a high use space in your home with intention. That challenge is definitely more than aesthetics. It's about connection to your what? To your environment, your energy, and your purpose. Then we dove into the fresh start method, the tried and the true framework I use with my clients and in my own home to reframe chaos into clarity. These aren't lofty concepts, they're actionable shifts. I've seen this method take busy parents, high performing professionals, and even families from scattered to centered. It starts with one drawer, one mindset shift, or even one calendar tweak. I also shared stories, real wins from real people, because this work isn't about becoming perfect. It's about becoming present. It's about breathing a little bit deeper when your home, mind, and plans feel like they're working with you instead of against you. So now ask yourself, where do I want to feel lighter by the end of this month? What tiny step can I take today to move me forward towards that vision of myself? So, again, your challenge. Let's keep going together. Here's your call to action. Reclaim your one space. Reflect on one goal. Refresh one habit. Let July be the bridge, not the burnout. And here's your invitation. Don't wait for back to school or fall to take care of you. Start today. Start tiny. Start now. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe to Organizing with Ease podcast on your favorite podcast platform and leave us a review. Your feedback helps us grow and reach more listeners like you who are passionate about living their best lives. And remember, a new episode comes out every Thursday at 8 a.m. So mark your calendar and join us. Until next week, take care and keep shining bright.